Hello everyone, welcome back to my channels. If you're new here, welcome. I am Dr. Anle. I am a certified life coach and parenting coach, and I have worked with many professionals and parents in how to improve their work-life balance and advance their careers, having a more fulfilling life, and also taking care of their well-being. So, welcome. So today we are going to talk about imposter syndrome because I have been having so many talented and dedicated, hardworking clients who came to me because they are dealing with imposter syndrome when they are thinking about either changing their career or asking for a promotion. So today we are going to talk about when you feel like you are not good enough, like you are just faking it, and everybody will eventually find out. And you're not alone. In fact, the majority of successful people struggle with imposter syndrome at some point in their careers. So today, I am going to discuss 3 biggest lies imposter syndrome usually tells you. And I will also share 3 actionable tips that help you break free from this self-doubt and own your success. If this sounds like something that you are ready to take action on and that's something you need, please make sure to like, subscribe, and join my newsletter so you get more of these work-life well-being tips. All right, let's jump right in. The first lie is that I am not qualified enough. I am not qualified enough. I don't have enough degrees, enough experience, enough connections, enough something. But the truth is, even the most qualified people feel this way, right? Even the most successful people, geniuses like Maya Angelou's and Albert Einstein, they both admitted they felt like frauds despite their massive success. The reality is not about what you lack. It's all about what you have and how you use it. Experience and qualifications come from actions, not perfections. So a quick mindset shift for you here is to, instead of saying, I don't know enough, I don't have enough degree, I don't have enough experience, try saying to yourself, I'm always learning and I could always improve. What do I need to improve now? And go take actions, right? You don't have to sugarcoat it if you don't have a certain skill. But you also need to know that everybody is learning. Nobody is perfect. So give yourself grace and faith that you could learn, that you already qualified and you could be better. Okay? The second lie that your imposter syndrome will try to get you to believe is, I just got lucky. I don't know how I get here. I actually got a lot of clients who talk about this way, like, how did you get here? I don't know. I was just lucky. When you land there, your dream job, when you get another job, you get a promotion, you receive an award, but deep down, you still think, they must have made a mistake. Or I was just in the right place at the right time. I wonder when they will find out. Here's the truth. Yes, we need to acknowledge that we have support, we might even have luck in these circumstances. So, luck might open the door for you, but your efforts and skills and persistence are what keep you being successful and advancing in this opportunity. So your success is not an accident. It is the direct result of your work. Studies have shown that people with imposter syndrome actually tend to work harder than other people and more responsible and more considerate than other people, which makes you even more deserving of success, but you keep listening to this lie that your imposter syndrome feeding you is that you're just lucky. So when I work with clients, I actually talk to them about next time somebody give you a compliment, you're gonna take it, you're gonna own it, you're gonna soak it in, and you're just gonna say, thank you for saying that. I really appreciate it. I did put in a lot of extra efforts in this. Thank you. Instead of deflecting, oh, it's nothing. Oh, I'm just doing my job. You could still be humble and respectful and say, thank you for saying that. That's very kind. I did put in a lot of work in it, and it's thanks for recognizing it. And that's it. It's a practice for you to internally allowing yourself to own it and believing in the compliment. So a quick mindset shift here, instead of saying, I was just lucky. Practice every time your imposter syndrome tells you that lies, change it to, I worked hard for this. I deserve to be here. I could always improve, but I worked hard for this and I deserve this. Okay? All right. The third lie that your imposter syndrome will whisper in your ears, in your head all the time is everybody else knows what they're doing. They're so confident. They are so qualified, except me. Right? So these thinking is gonna get you to feel like you are trapped in this comparison trap, right? Confident people around you, and you assume that they have it all figured out, and you are the only one who's struggling with confidence. But a reality check for you. Most people are still figuring it out as they go. Their behind the scenes is probably just as messy as yours. Okay? What we see is their on-stage presence. What we don't see is their behind the scene, where they work hard or they struggle, they fail, they get up, just like us. They have their own process and challenges to go through. Even top CEOs, celebrities, experts admit they have doubts, but the difference is that they don't let it stop them. They keep showing up, they keep doing their best work anyway. So a quick mindset shift for you here is, instead of thinking, I am the only one struggling. Look at other people, they have it all figured out. They're so confident. Try saying to yourself, everyone is learning, myself included, and I could improve my self-confidence too. What skill do I need? So really developing a growth mindset when it comes to this. Now that we have debunked the 3 biggest lies that your imposter syndrome will try to tell you, that to keep you small and stagnant and scared a lot of time, let's talk about something you could do to improve your self-confidence and to overcome your imposter syndrome. And these are just some quick tips. If you want more detailed information, I have a free guide on imposter syndromes and how to overcome it in more details down in the descriptions. The link is down below. So here are 3 quick tips for you to consider. Tip number 1 is to keep a wins journal. Well, a lot of my clients who are very successful and talented engineers, VP, CEO, lawyer, doctors. But when I ask them this question, what are your biggest achievements? What are your wins? They don't know. They are not in the habit of recognizing and keeping track of their own achievements. Or they are avoiding it because they don't feel that they deserve it for some reason. So every time you accomplish something, every time someone gives you a genuine compliment, everyone you have an insight about your qualification, when imposter syndrome creeps into your thinking, revisit these wins, right? Every time you have some wins, you write it down, you put it in a jar, you put it on sticky notes, you put it all over the house or keep it in your journal, whatever works best for you. But we want something that accessible to you when your imposter syndrome start telling you some of these lies, right? Your progress is real. Yes, you could improve, but you need to start with self-acceptance and understanding. Tips number 2 is to reframe your failures or your skill gaps as opportunities for growth. Everybody will need to grow and improve on something. Every expert was once a beginner. Shift your mindset. Instead of I failed, say I learned something valuable. I learned that I need to take this course. I learned that this is not a good fit for me. I learned that this drained my energy. I learned that I need a mentor. What did you learn from this? And then hopefully you could create a path on how to gain those skills. Failure is not a reflection of your worth. It is part of your success story. You need to be willing to fail and learn if you want to reach new heights, if you want to step out of your comfort zone. Okay? So surround yourself with people that would help pick you up when you fail, but also not be so scared of failures that you never give yourself the chance to prove that you could do it. Okay? Tip number 3 seems very simple, but a lot of people having a hard time with this, is to speak to yourself like a good friend. A lot of people was like, I would never say that to my friend. I never go say things like, oh, you failed, or you're so stupid, whatever that I tell myself. Then why are you saying it to yourself? Right? Whatever you say to yourself is get hardwired into your brain, and it's become your core belief about yourself. So imagine someone that you care about, like a friend, your niece, your nephews, your child, whoever it is that you have this warm, loving, trusting connection with. And they come to you and they say, I really struggle with this. I feel like I'm a fraud. What would you say? Would you say, yeah, you totally are? No, I think most people I have worked with who deal with imposter syndrome, they're also very compassionate and self-responsible and respectful. So they usually wouldn't say that to their loved one or their friends. You would say something like, oh, that's really harsh. I know it's tough, huh? But you know what? I also noticed these are your strengths, right? So you will remind them of their strengths. You will remind them of their qualification. You would remind them that they have support if they need to grow. You would remind them that failure doesn't define you. You are still loved and cared for, and you are still worthy, and you're still good enough even if you fail. Then why don't you start talking to yourself that way? Include yourself in the circle of compassion and kindness that you offer to others. Okay, and this is so simple, but it's so profound. A lot of my clients thought, oh my gosh, I never thought about it that way before. And they practiced it, and they come back and they said, oh, I feel so much more tender and kinder toward myself now that I could imagine being a good friend. Okay, so those are the 3 biggest lies that imposter syndrome will tell you, and 3 quick tips that you could implement right away today to start improving your relationship with yourself, your confidence, and quiet down your imposter syndrome, right? It might never go away. It might still linger for many years. It's okay. We still could be successful, healthy, happy people, even if we have imposter syndrome a little bit, right? But we could quiet its voice down and make it smaller and smaller and not let it make decisions for our life. All right, everyone, I hope it was helpful for you. Your imposter syndrome is a liar, and today you have got tools to start proving it's wrong, and you could do it right now. I want to hear from you which imposter syndrome lie you have been struggled with the most, and what do you think you want to do about it now that you have some tools. And if you want to dive deeper into confidence building, check out my imposter syndrome guide down here. It's free. I also have a workbook for improving your self-confidence down here if you're interested. Until next time, remember, you belong, you're capable, you are bold, brave, beautiful, smart, strong, and you are absolutely good enough. All right, everyone, have a great day.